Yeah, we'll have to see where they end up going with that. I think it's also interesting where like the Viego is open for River to take, but it's not like extreme River champion to me. Like Viego doesn't have the most insane level 3 ganks, and that's like the J4, the Vi, these kinds of things is like what I envision him to play. Yeah. So we'll have to see what he can do. He's a great Wukong as well, which also, to be fair, doesn't have crazy gank, but does feel like he's best at primary engage.
Stixxay Jinx too. They took it away.
Yeah,
oh,
I believe Veigar was actually banned in game 1 by 100 Thieves, so Golden Guardians also taking that. We are seeing by far the biggest mix-up of drafts. From
it's an FF angle for 100 Thieves. There's no Jinx.
I guess we'll see if they can play into the Jinx.
Viego.
DoubleLift did say that he doesn't understand targeting him. He has plenty of late game champions. Goes to the Zeri here. We know obviously the Raaffaa's banned out, but Zhao was another one of the champions he was doing very well on. So this is forcing 100 Thieves to change things up, but it does feel like a lot of things that are comfortable for them.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Zeri and the Annie play well together too. So I think it's like a strong lane that Annie can pair with Zeri, or they can play for mid counterpick.
It is interesting that they're going Xin Zhao. There's been a really low Sejuani prio, I feel like, in every 100 Thieves series, because it was basically permabanned against contracts yesterday, but if I remember the 100 Thieves FlyQuest series, it also just went through the draft. I mean, Maokai Sejuani completely ignored in this draft.
I do think it comes a little bit to like the mid change, because there used to be a lot of Akali Sylas in like so many games, and because of that, Sejuani's stronger. Right. But nowadays, I think because there's so many ranged mid champs, she's not as prevalent.
Does lead to a situation where there's a small mismatch in the mid lane versus AD carry pool. So Golden Guardians getting rid of some supports in mid laners since they already have the Veigar locked in.
Yeah, and one thing I am, again, super curious is to see where this Annie is going to go. Kind of locking in the Veigar tells me that Gori is comfortable with that matchup. But also, it could be going bot, and they're saving something for Bjergsen, like the Zillion special or something like that.
We've been talking about the kind of like blueprint that was laid down by FlyQuest in the 100 Thieves series, and this was one of them, was take the Veigar, ban the Lissandra, Bjergsen plays Zillion, you don't care because you're infinitely scaling AP
Yeah,
stacking.
you get a free lane.
Right, so like, we'll see if that's what they want to do, or if in that kind of day off that 100 Thieves has workshopped an answer to the blind Veigar.
I'm surprised that they left up the Thresh though and ended up banning the TK and the Renata instead. I mean, Renata is really annoying for Viego, because it denies a reset, but he has the Thresh option now.
Yeah.
The Huhi Thresh?
You take it. We don't see him play a ton of Thresh, I don't think, but it's still the best pair for Jinx at the moment.
Yeah.
For sure.
How's it played to the Annie? Because I know way back in the day when Annie Thresh was a thing, the Annie was actually kind of annoying for the Thresh because it was just guaranteed stun. You would just blow up the Thresh at the start of those. That was back before supports actually got to buy items, and they're both just on sight stones.
I mean, I think it's a bit different now. I do think a lot of the supports, when Annie first came into the meta, was like, oh, Tibbers blocks the hook. But that's not really how
you want to use Tibbers.
Yeah. And also, that's doing 6. Oh.
You were talking about this earlier.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to ask you first time. I was just about to ask you, do you think we're going to see the blitz into Thresh? Obviously, as a KT fan, I've seen Lehens pick it a bunch of times this split. We were talking about this off camera before the games even started.
I mean, it's a great matchup, and also I think it's good depending on their mid champ. Both their mid and ADC have 0 dashes, so Blitz's hook is either going to get a stun if he's hitting it well, or like a heal or something.
And they also combo with the Gragas, which is what Tenacity played into the Veigar that Jojo Pume played and was able to pick on him over and over again.
True. It is a good matchup, though, but the reason you said a lot of people don't do it is it's a counter pick, but it doesn't give prio.
Yeah.
So it's good because the hook is faster than Thresh's hook and you can punish him, but you really have to play well.
Well, it's okay. They have Jinx anyway, so prio is going to be hard. So they just say, hey, prio's yours. Be a Blitzcrank.
100 Thieves, hunt the prio early game, scale for team fight. But this is a really interesting draft now where they have so many disruption tools on the side of 100 Thieves, so many engage options, so much pick potential with, again, DoubleLift as the primary carry here.
Yeah, I see that.
Whoa! Wow.
But it really isn't the primary carry for DoubleLift in the way it was in the previous 5 playoff games. So it definitely feels like this is 100 Thieves trying to do, to me, something at least a little bit different that isn't just protect DoubleLift the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, I love the versatility. I think Blitzcrank's always a fun game, too.
I'm sorry, I'm a child.
Yeah, we had some funny stuff going on with our screen, but thank you for joining us for the draft. Let's send it back.
Between the Lee Sin and the Viego, these 2 picks have been kept away from him for so long, both in the FlyQuest series as well as this series against Golden Guardians. But on the flip side for Golden Guardians, they just had a very resound and dominant win that bounced back against the 100 Thieves that seemed back on their game. And so 100 Thieves are really leading into the strengths of their composition, whereas Golden Guardians doing the same thing. Play through the side lanes, play through Stixxay, give him the keys to make sure that he is facilitated to carry.
Yeah, and a small thing too that the... Ooh, we might see something interesting.
Fight, 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 fight. Come on, crowd, fight, 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 fight.
But anyways, it's not gonna happen. They're all in vision, so there's no surprise here for Golden Guardians. Something that the desk did mention, Lounge did mention, is the fact that Gori has had his Veigar banned 2 games in a row, finally has the chance to play it. And now, we talked about execution from the side of 100 Thieves. Golden Guardians, same thing. They're playing for, get excited for Jinx. Cage is going to do a great job of setting space. Same could be said with the Zhao when she has ulti. So there's a lot that they can play around to play a front-to-back fight. It kind of reminds me of something that 100 Thieves try to do a lot. And they can still technically do that with the comp that they have, but it's a little harder. It's a little bit... In this case, you're playing with picks. As the Lounge mentioned, Gragas ulti, the pick from Blitzcrank, that's going to be fun to see if you can play it.
Yeah, the big thing that they... just to cap that off, is for Golden Guardians, you have so much space-making tools on the side of Golden Guardians because you really want to play at range. Yes, 100 Thieves can still chuck in an explosive cask at the end of it, but outside of that, there's not much ways for 100 Thieves to walk up safely when you have to deal with Veigar Cage, Zhao ultimate, and trying to buy your way through that. Thresh box as well, traps, as the level 2 has already been reached by Golden Guardians. Oh, Huhi was trying to do the fake out.
Stuff, thought he was going to pace back. At the flash. Even with the level 2 advantage for Golden Guardians, 100 Thieves play that a little better.
Flash burned off of Stixxay, and now Closer is going to make his first gank. Gori sniffs it out immediately as Bjergsen was walking aggressively, burns the flash in respect to Bjergsen's flash, and now Gori now down to summon a spell. I imagine the plan for 100 Thieves, if they can execute, make a repeat visit sometime soon.
Yeah, Gori has to be a little bit more careful here. He's trying to get his wave in, but overall, that's flash down for both mid laners. That means that Closer and River are now going to be a little bloodthirsty for a pick here. Huhi and Stixxay are moving up. Maybe they can combine themselves. Oh, they actually had vision on Closer, not having red. So the invade is now possible for both River and Huhi. Let's see if they can get it. Closer is aware of it now.
Yeah, as soon as he sees the support, Closer has to take it on the chin and just say, damn, well, I showed mid, I lose my bot side of the map, what can I do now?
Yeah, and honestly, Golden Guardians don't have enough time. DoubleLift and Busio pushed that out real quickly, and maybe they can get a hook here to get a fight. Busio's gonna look.
Well, Busio doesn't yank River, he yoinks the blue buff of the wall, and so it's gonna take a long, very staggered trip back to its respawn place. The crab was secured, and now 100 Thieves, now that DoubleLift and Busio had a window to get priority for the bot lane, they have the chance to invade onto River.
Okay, Busio's looking, they have eyes on him, and River just has to back away.
Yeah, I mean, the flash to guarantee the knockup, there's no way the River gets out of that one. Great play by 100 Thieves.
Wow, 3 minutes into the game, and 100 Thieves have just been playing a little bit better. It's been Busio's game. The fact that he was able to get flash on Huhi off his first hook, and then when they recognized the invade was coming in from Golden Guardians, it was like, okay, wait a minute. DoubleLift to Busio push out the wave quickly, start rotating. River recognizes that he doesn't have enough time to take red, so they have to back away completely, and then they turn it on their head. So 100 Thieves so far doing a great job.
And the first kill of the game going over to DoubleLift, which means that a little bit of the power budget is already snowballed for a scaling carry like this Zeri. And it means that 100 Thieves will not, at least for a while, have to pay that much attention. That's going to unlock Busio from the map. And when you have a roaming Blitzcrank hunting for kills with a reset champion like Viego, oh, it's party bus time for 100 Thieves.
Meanwhile, you're Gori and you're FKing, seeing what's happening on the map, trying to farm at the same time. You're like, guys, what are we doing? Please help. So for Golden Guardian side, they have to slow this one down a little bit. But you're feeling good here for DoubleLift and Busio. Last game, set so far behind. Any time they tried to make a play, it fizzled. This time around, you have to feel a lot more confident. So control ward being placed by Huhi means that if they start dragging, they can try and fight back against it. They do have a timer on it, so it's a good idea. Let's see if it's fruitful with the slow push starting from 100 Thieves. I actually think that this means that they're going to go for a dragon push, just because next wave's coming in. This is just a lot of time that when the wave does crash, that Huhi and Stixxay are just not going to be a part of a fight. So I'm interested to see if they're going to execute on it.
Yeah, Closer's already set up the path towards that side of the map. He's clearing out some camps in his red side jungle, so it's convenient and efficient for him to still continue getting resources while getting ready now for this play as he enters the river. He's gonna get spotted on this first control ward. We'll see if he can find the second one on the pit, as you already see Busio is moving forward to make this dragon first secure possible.
Yeah, and we saw how pretty horrific it was in game 1 for 100 Thieves when they challenged for a Drake fight. This time around, there's just so much vision, and Golden Guardians are able to push this one out. Yeah, DoubleLift getting the hell out of here. He doesn't want to get hooked, so.
Does he want to hook? I mean, he knows that Huhi can't even flash away. They just blew him up.
Oh my
God, and they're going for more. Closer gets to use Huhi's Thresh, flashing forward with the flay. He's put in a couple of Thresh games in those ARAMs, as that's another double for DoubleLift.
If Closer was able to hook Stixxay there, I would have lost it. All that happening at once, it just feels like 100 Thieves are just outplaying them time and again, and now they're the ones that are finally able to get that dragon. So Golden Guardians trying their hardest to stop it, just wasn't able to happen.
And that is always the scary power of a Viego. You get one kill, we mentioned it before, the resets, and it's not just about being able to look for resets and clean up numbers. Then you get to possess and use fresh cooldowns of that champion, and you just are adding power budget of just new rotations of abilities over and over and over again.
That's a little bit of why Closer is such a good Viego player. It just feels like any champion he possesses, incredibly skilled on it. He's just a master of a lot of champs. So this was a nice hook from Busio. Another way to start the fight where they just blow him the hell up. Bang.
Yoinked by a teddy bear and a or whatever that thing is.
It's cute. That's all that matters. A flash play coming in.
I think that's
Closer.
even more demoralizing than it's the fact that it's cute. Like, damn, you got taken out by this thing?
And Closer was moving up actually because he was confused. He knew that kill was going to go through, and he was already setting up for a kill on Stixxay. So smart move from him, and this is just a great start to the game. One thing to mention too is although Veigar has not been a part of these plays, he still has to be concerned of the Blitzcrank hook. That's always been something that I've recognized from prior Veigar games, is that if he's going up against Blitzcrank, easy way is to kind of burn flash from him. Because if he doesn't have flash, it's so much easier to engage on him, and they have Gragas later on in these fights to be able to pick him.
Yeah, and I like that you bring that up, because since Gori's flash was taken out early on in the play, he has not been able to participate and really roam down because he doesn't have the safety to do so to walk all by his lonesome on something like a Veigar without flash. Now, top side, getting a little dicey. Tenacity has gone all out. Licorice taking him through the middle lane, but Tenacity is able to escape danger, and River path towards him, trying to make that play work out, which gives up precedence for this Rift Herald over 100 Thieves.
The fact that Tenacity is not dead there is great. And honestly, Busio, he had a choice. He didn't want to fully commit to this play because they were already so far ahead. Why not? Now they're looking for a pick on a Stixxay.
Oh, but nice hook from Huhi. It does give the Stixxay some time, but can he get excited while Huhi is getting burned down by DoubleLift, forced to flash away from his old teammate from a long time ago? Stixxay is now surrounded by Busio, looks for the knockup, flashes the hook, but he gets the reset, make a death rocket, but I don't think he's going to get out of this one. DoubleLift finds the last few bullets and takes him out. And Gori is here, but the play is already done.
Still better for 100 Thieves. You're able to push this one in and deny another set of waves for Stixxay. So even though it was a little harder, the fact that Busio is able to get the knockup on Lantern is just so nice to see. Another sick play from him. He's well practiced on the pick. Closer's also challenging River here. We're not going to go for too many plays at once, but now nearly 2K gold lead this early in the game.
And we talked about that this 100 Thieves draft was drafted this way to kind of distribute power among multiple members of this team. Somehow we still end up with DoubleLift having 4 of the kills in the early game just because this is how the way the dice rolled out. But with Zeri being this far ahead against someone like a Jinx who also wants to scale in, this is now 100 Thieves' time where they have control of the map, and any fight that involves DoubleLift is a winning fight.
Just last game too, 100 Thieves didn't have many. Oh, wait a second.
Cleanse and flash burn from Gori. Man, Gori is not having a great time in his mid lane.
Yeah, it's rough out here. Constantly making plays here. Great from 100 Thieves. I wanted to mention that from 100 Thieves last game, didn't have many engage tools. So when they fell behind, hard to really do much to get back into it. They tried though, they still tried. This time around, any ulti, or just any stun to be fair. Closer also has some level of engage. You can make the case for Tenacity. Like every member outside of DoubleLift has a way to start fights, so any angle is a good angle. This is what we were talking about. So what I'm looking forward to is the Lantern. Huhi sets it up right, walks up ahead just so he's closer to the turret. Bang, not allowed.
Oh! Man, I completely missed that.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And so, although, yeah, Stixxay is able to get the kill, plays it well enough, but still dies, and DoubleLift's able to get the wave in. So, overall, really bad there still from Stixxay. It's going to be a tough game.
I love Best of 5 so much. You get to see both teams right after a game not going their way, go into the back room and just figure out, okay, what are we changing? You know, how are we going to pivot things around focal points of our players, of our team? And, you know, we go from a relatively 2-threat power budget to now, like, Busio being given a lot more playmaking abilities on something like a Blitzcrank this game.
Yeah, and I mean, 100 Thieves just doesn't have a lot of information of what Golden Guardians was willing to play coming into a best of 5, right? This is their first series since their regular season. And so, oh, wait a minute, let's see if we get a pick.
Flash from Bjergsen into the cage that guarantees the stun, so the hook lands true onto Gori, but River has stopped a bit of the damage that was coming through from Closer, and that prevents Gori from going down.
Yeah, great cover there from River. They're still not done now.
Flash over the wall. Closer wants to find Huhi. He knows that he doesn't have Flash from before. Tries to take the death sentence to the wall, but DoubleLift takes him out before he gets a chance to escape, and they are not stopping this train as Closer, as the Thresh looks for a lantern. Heartbreaks over the cage. Doesn't get stopped. The flash from Busio under the tower. 100 Thieves taking command of this game, but Stixxay with a death rocket from Hound Town and finds one kill back. Man, this game is explosive on both sides.
100 Thieves are just smurfing on Golden Guardians, and Busio has just been a madman since minute 1. This is crazy to see, and at least you're right, like, the second pick from Stixxay. I feel like Stixxay is still playing well under the circumstances, but it's just hard, and we're seeing it from the top lane too.
Licorice once again in the face of Tenacity, but he's holding back. No reason to continue fighting when the second dragon of the game is getting ready to spawn. And for 100 Thieves, they're going to be trying to fight their way into it as we take a look back at this.
Commits to the flash, has seen him moving up. Huhi was just out of position, so that one was just clean. It's after the fact that I was surprised about. This ain't the 100 Thieves I know. Usually go towards Dragon and say, okay, we got the confirmed play. No, they smell blood. They go for the kill. Great hook from Busio. I mean, I'll take this. That was nice from Stixxay, but overall, it's just 100 Thieves destroying them.
Tenacity and Closer getting a couple chuckles, at least seeing Busio go down. But the way that 100 Thieves are playing as another pick at them. Hey, they know that Veigar does not have a flash. He does not get a chance to play the game, and 100 Thieves are going to continue using that as a point to punish further and further.
Yeah, at this point, we don't need to see the context for that. Coming out of the last replay into that, just overextended himself, and so this is tough now. Gori was on the bot side of the map with no help, no one covering from. River was playing towards top side for this one, so if you're Golden Guardians, you just have to stop the bleeding. You're 4K gold down 14 minutes in. If you can somehow find a way to neutralize it, play away from 100 Thieves' strong side, but also if you're weak side, please step away. That's the one mistake that Gori made.
Yeah.
Then you can find a way to slowly find your way in this game. It's just not happening. It's just falling to pieces.
It's just crazy how 100 Thieves change their point of focus from bot lane this game, even though that's where a lot of the action where the kills has ended up.
Yeah.
You can see that the snowball has now bled into the mid lane, and it's causing damage onto Gori. Stixxay has been living through it fine, but Gori's the one that is suffering the most because Busio getting enabled and getting unlocked from the bot lane means that you don't get to lane.
And that's the most fun part of Busio. We didn't get to see it when he came into the LCS because he's immediately on like Lulu duty. Thankfully, Yuumi is gone and not allowed to be played here. But like just in general, he's been playing more of the standard gameplay. But what we've seen from him on streams and in Academy as well is just really creative picks. We saw the hover of Pyke in draft. He's a great Pyke player.
He was even talking about if he ever had the chance to win a world championship one day, what his world skin would be on, and he would want it to be on Pyke, as Licorice might be in a bad spot, forced to use the flash over the wall. Great setup from Closer and Tenacity is now that gives a little bit more room to breathe for Tenacity to continue existing in this lane. No dragons to take on the board since we got another 3 minutes. Crab picked up by DoubleLift, and now at this point, 100 Thieves, you're just waiting for the next objective to continue exerting your power.
That's why Golden Guardians are quick and early in the river. They know that 100 Thieves are playing for third Drake. Maybe Cloud, but still something you don't want to let them have. Especially if you're on third Drake. If you're fighting for that, then they can play around Baron. And it's just really hard from that point forward. Busio's on the hunt.
Oh, does he predict it? Oh, yeah! I've seen him do that before in the past, and, you know, Busio doesn't get it this time. Stixxay waits out the hook before taking the Dark Passage. That would have been sick.
Okay. Tenacity just being bit annoying on the top side, making it harder for Licorice to farm under turret. And as you could see from just overall CS, Tenacity is doing quite well. So there's a lot happening on the top side there. In a moment, Tenacity is going to be unlocked for the next fight. He has been somebody that has been more than happy to drop waves to help the team for a larger fight and not be outnumbered. So expect that from him. Nice hook.
He's over the wall. He's got a Dark Passage to get out safely over, just in case, but now they're trapped in this river. Do they want to go for a DoubleLift? Just skates right into the face of multiple members, but because they're split, 100 Thieves can pick them off one by one. It's disaster for the Golden Guardians.
In too deep, and now Gori's the target.
Flash burned by Gori, gets out alive, but it ain't over yet, Raz.
Yeah.
You hold your finger up, because you know the pain does not stop. The Rift Trail's gonna crash, and Gori's got nowhere to run. You might as well farm up a bear or some minions or look for a kill, because you ain't going nowhere, Gori. Another kill for 100 Thieves.
Impending doom. Trying to get as much experience as he can, maybe threaten someone else, because he knows he's dead. This has just been the biggest swap in momentum from game 2 to 3 I have ever seen. 100 Thieves are really online.
Flash over the wall. Bjergsen lands the point-and-click guaranteed stun. DoubleLift. My goodness, 100 Thieves. They are relentless with the momentum.
It's a disaster. 9K gold. It's just growing, baby. This is ridiculous. We need more games like these more often.
Oh, they're hella fun to watch, too.
Oh, what?
Oh!
I didn't even see him go top lane.
He's everywhere. He's the boogeyman. Busio is just inflicting his wrath in this game. And this is what, you already touched upon this, but a lot of the fans that got to know Busio during his time in Challenger Series, where when he gets picks like something like Blitzcrank and he gets to make plays on the map, it just causes full disruption for the enemy team.
Yeah, you can see buying enough time for DoubleLift to actually come in over, already using the Lantern, so even if he flashed over the wall a little earlier to save Stixxay, just wasn't enough, didn't have it available, and so this is just fun. This guy is literally hunting you down. Great job from the rest of 100 Thieves there, specifically Viego, to make a wraparound. This game, I've never seen something like this in a playoff setting. From game 2 to game 3 to be this stark.
You know what I'm getting from this, Raz?
What?
Blue side's MVP.
I guess so.
It's 100% win rate so far,
Yep,
and if
it
100
is.
Thieves close out this game, I mean, that confirms it. That's a Jat stat for you. There, that's a free one for you, Jat.
That's a good
Use
Jat
that in the
stat.
next lounge.
Ask the coaches afterwards, and Nuke Duck was like, yeah, it just shows blue side. Just pick Busio Blitzcrank, that's it.
You know, it's like, it doesn't matter. We made all these, series adaptations. We got blue side, and it was a dead deal done from there.
All right, Golden Guardians now looking for a Fnatic push of their own. 100 Thieves did it last game. Golden Guardians trying it this game, but hey, if 100 Thieves is the team that does it, of course they're going to be the team that's aware of it. Tenacity is not going to get anywhere near that push, but we chilling anyways. Oh, we thought they were going to be in the third push.
Uh-oh.
That's the swap up.
It's the middle bush and Tenacity. I don't even think there's time to burn a flash. Oh, he flashes, but River tries to flash, and he blocks the body slam mid-collision. Beautifully done. Golden Guardians at least find one pick.
They see them hard pinging Baron. It's not up just yet, so they're going to go for top lane turret. But I'm interested now. Are they going to make a desperate play to go for Baron? DoubleLift is on vision, so he doesn't want to make that trek. Yeah, they're going to play a much more conservative game right now. Don't want to go for anything that will literally end the game for them. So got to pick top lane, got turret, and they're basing. It's funny. Both teams in both games recognize they're probably in one of these bushes. They still get hit anyways. That one is a little bit more creative. It's like, let's not be in the third bush. He's going to check that one. They were right.
Yep. It's a guessing game. And You always get to see the adaptations of the mind games and memories being tested as well. It's like, oh, well, we were in this third push, so maybe this is where Golden Guardians are going to be. But they thought one step ahead. That's the... And we got Queen's Gambit thing going on.
Still haven't seen that.
Me.
That out there. Wait, you referenced it.
I mean, Josh talks about it. I mean, he's the chess guy in my house, so...
It's funny, I started playing chess because there was a big chess craze because of that show, but still didn't watch the show.
Yeah, well, let's see if Golden Guardians can pull out a gambit of their own. Baron has been started, and it's already down 5,000 HP. But 100 Thieves see the spear poking over the wall, and they say, you know what, that's fine.
Yep, they got TP. They're happy about that. Backing away completely, and that's already an advantage for them. So now they can just play both side lanes, and they can rerun that again, probably on Dragon the next time around.
Yep.
And then make it a little bit harder for Golden Guardians to even play through sides. Now they're just going to have to fully commit. So that's an interesting note to look ahead, but smart from 100 Thieves. They don't have to go for anything crazy. No 50-50s in this game. So smart decision.
Yeah, and you can still tell that Golden Guardians still have no idea where most 100 Thieves were. They're face checking the Baron. They haven't been able to clear out vision in the pit safely because they don't get to walk past this side of the quadrant. They are forced back to the safety of their tower. The Tenacity is looking for the slow to guarantee the hook, and it lands true! DoubleLift, and the rest of Closer and 100 Thieves are able to pick off Stixxay. 100 Thieves find another one to River, and I think it's time to start Baron.
That's Boogeyman Busio for you. At this point, don't even be anywhere near him, because he's always in hook range. Don't even think about it. That has to be a free Baron. No River or Stixxay. Golden Guardians have to be crazy, but at this point, I mean, to try it. But at this point, what else do they have?
And just look at that. 100 Thieves, you have the experienced members burning down the Baron, while the two rookies in Busio and Tenacity making sure that no one from Golden Guardians thinks about doing any funny business, trying to go for a steal of their own. And Baron is secured for 100 Thieves in Game 3.
Let's play a little game. Who do you think is the next person he's going to hook?
Okay, I'm going to look at flashes. Stixxay has flashed up. Gori has flashed up.
Be a little quicker.
River.
Okay.
It's got to be River.
I'm going to pick one person from the audience. Who do you guys think he's going to hook next? Huhi? Someone said Huhi?
Oh, it's neither of those. It is Licorice that gets hooked. So I guess we both lose.
All right. I ain't mad still.
You know, I was really expecting something climactic to happen, but Licorice is a damn tank, so he doesn't go down quite yet. But it's okay. 100 Thieves get the damage they wanted to look for. Taking down these turrets in a effective and procedural manner, as Closer's now linking around the backside. Gori spots him out, but they just guarantee that the turret is taken in. Tenacity goes in, might be a little too far, splits up the fight. It's gonna go down. It's a trade. Tenacity for the turret. Maybe a little too extended on the play, but Golden Guard is gonna take that reprieve.
Good on Licorice there. He had the option of the Lantern, who he was just saying, hey, you're alone there. We ain't gonna help you there if you die. But he used his ulti to get him out and also find a pick on towards Tenacity. So overall, great call. Still have to make up for 11K. And Dragon coming up. So, look, we'll take any win we can get. I'm just saying.
Yeah, at that point, you want to just take out a loan. You walk to the shopkeeper's like, yo, can you spot me like 8,000 gold? I promise I'll pay it back.
I feel like banks won't allow that these days.
I mean, maybe Boris, the shopkeeper will. I mean, it is a virtual game, you know.
Shopkeeper's nickname KSB.
That's true.
Yeah, there it is.
100 Thieves now setting up in this bottom side quadrant, making sure that there is no chance for a steal. This will guarantee the Cloud Soul and another step forward as they look to close out this game. I'm already imagining looking forward into Game 4. We mentioned it earlier. It's not usually the Game 3 that forces the adaptation, but it's usually when the backs are against the wall, when you're down 2 games and one more loss ends your playoffs run. What do Golden Guardians look to do as they are defending this inhibitor tower?
At this point, any hook is a good hook. But all the Golden Guardians members are just miles away from him. They're that scared. You know what? Take the inhib. That's fine. Just leave me in peace.
Yeah. I guess the Copium can say that, hey, at least we get now super minions through the bottom side of the map, so extra farm, extra gold acceleration, as long as 100 Thieves can't close out the game, but I don't imagine that's going to happen. I want to get your thoughts, Raz. Game 4. What is Golden Guardians changing up? What do they have to identify?
Oh, God. I mean, it's so tough because I feel like a lot of this was execution-based
Sure.
in the early game. Level 2, missing the hook on Zeri, into getting hooked yourself, losing flash. Like, everything that happened, I feel like blaming draft would probably be the most reactionary thing you could do.
Yeah. Can I throw a... Actually, we'll hold that point. Busio might be itching for a hook here.
Oh,
he's looking.
Bang.
Okay, hits River. Tenacity with the explosive cast isolates him. Now Busio goes golden because he is cut off by the rest of Golden Guardians on the right side. Super Mega Death Rocket gets a lot of damage in, but it's not enough to look for the reset. DoubleLift comes skating over the wall, finds the backline, face to face with Licorice and Gori. Gori gets out of line thanks to Dark Passage, but Stixxay's left alone. DoubleLift now on the chase, flashing forward, finds Huhi, takes him out for a double, and that just might be it to close out the game.
It was looking good for a little bit there until Speed Skater DoubleLift came in, so yeah. Veigar hiding a little bit. This game is over.
100 Thieves on the cusp of moving into match point against Golden Guardians. Closing out the Nexus, one more game separates them into advancing in the lower bracket against the winner of Evil Geniuses and Counter Logic Gaming as they find one more kill on Gori. 12-0-6 for DoubleLift as this guy absolutely on a tear with his support Busio. 100 Thieves take game 3.
I got an adaptation for you. Your Golden Guardians. Close your eyes, wipe that out of your memory, walk to the back. That game didn't happen. The worst thing that can happen is for you to tilt off something like that. But goddamn, if Busio doesn't get, I mean, there is no player of the game, but if you just create a player of the game for a game like this, you give it to Busio.
The Blitzcrank was everywhere, man. And we know that when Busio gets unlocked and he is able to be freed for playmakers. I mean, Thresh and Nautilus in some ways can do the same thing, but Blitzcrank always has that X factor. The hook pulls you in, you get knocked up, and there's just no way back in a lot of those situations. It's a lot more volatile. It's a bigger risk, but there's a higher payoff reward, and the reward was sweet for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to see a different look from 100 Thieves. That was a different look.
Yep.
The Viego pick, we kind of expected. A lot of these picks coming in from 100 Thieves is like, okay, this is the style that we're kind of knowing them for. They get their hands at the ante, but then Busio's allowed to go for something that he's confident in. I'm sure they practiced, and it worked out wonders. So now support counter pick. It's looking kind of juicy.
That's right. And it's going to show that that's another thing to consider in the draft as we get ready for game 4. But